Most people think their CPA is wrong, or maybe they think they have the wrong CPA. What if I told you they're just not thinking big enough? In this episode, I'll be breaking down how CPAs think and how you can turn your CPA into the biggest superpower you have as a business owner or a high-income individual. My name is David A. Pettis. I am a tax strategist who helps tax professionals and taxpayers avoid paying taxes. You see, what I believe it's your right not to pay taxes, and what I've done is I've helped over 2015 tax firms offer some of the most advanced tax strategies today, saving over $169 million in the last 18 months alone. If you want to take advantage of the most advanced tax strategies today, and you want to empower your accountant and yourself to become a tax saver, not a taxpayer, stay tuned. If your CPA does their job, they file your return, they reconcile your books, they get the job done, how come 9 out of 10 clients today will say that their CPA isn't doing enough for them? You see, the system that CPAs are trained in is broken. In fact, I would say we need to get rid of it because most CPAs were trained in a way to be conservative. They were trained in a way to never go outside of the boundary lines. And guess what? The IRS has defined those boundary lines to be very, very, very narrow. You see, most CPAs are risk averse, meaning they don't want to get into any trouble and really relatively will never accept any new ideas unless it comes from a very trusted source. Now, is that wrong? Absolutely not. I think that's the way it was supposed to be at one point, but not in today's world. You see, many years ago, tax professionals went to school, they got a degree, they then sat for the exam to become a CPA so they could aspire to work at one of the big 4 accounting firms and maybe go into audit or tax or compliance in some way. And they had these big aspirations of moving up the ladder and hopefully becoming a partner and then retiring at a nice age so that they can enjoy life. Most accountants today don't go through all the formal education or don't even sit to take the CPA exam. And most successful accountants barely have a bachelor's degree or have pursued other credentials or certifications like continuing education or the enrolled agents exam or some sort of designation that would help them become better resources to their clients. So most people equate older, more reserved accountants to be the best accountants. Now, that could be true in some cases, but for the most part, most accountants are not necessarily going to be the most mature, older, wiser accountants. In fact, those are the ones that are stuck in their ways. So it's not that your accountant is wrong. It's that they just lack the inspiration. It's not about the accuracy of a return anymore. In fact, I would venture to guess that many of you will say, well, as long as it gets filed, because to be truthful, almost 99% of returns are not filed accurately because they're missing $1 here and there. They missed a deduction for their interest. They missed something. And that happens all the time. You don't want somebody to accurately file your return. What you want is somebody to help you with strategy. And that is the new way of becoming the best version of yourself if you're an accountant for your clients, and that's becoming an advisor. See, advisors see beyond the numbers to see the strategy. And in fact, I think that accountants today need to be more than just a number cruncher, a form filler. I believe they could be the #1 secret weapon that a taxpayer could have to build wealth. If your CPA is concerned about saving a $3,000 deduction or getting that deduction by either donating to charity or maybe medical or dental expenses, and you're like, yeah, well, if they're focusing on those things, they could be missing a $300,000 deduction that could literally offset your entire bill. You see, they're looking at pennies or tripping over pennies, right? In this case, and you want them to look for the dollars. The way they do that is to ask better questions. And in fact, what you need to do is you need to sit down with your current CPA and say, hey, I'd love to have a talk. And the talk goes something like this. See, my goal as your client is to become wealthy. Becoming wealthy means finding ways to not give taxes away unnecessarily. In fact, I would say, I believe I should not pay taxes anymore. Now, I'm not trying to commit crimes. I'm not trying to avoid taxes. What I want to know is how can we work together so that we could find the best tax saving strategies so I can at least lower, if not eliminate, my taxes this year. And I know that maybe in the past we haven't had this conversation. And I know in the past maybe you've never done these things before. If you'd like to keep me as your client, if you'd like to make sure that you and I work together for a long time, I want this to be the new standard. And in fact, there are new cutting edge tax strategies that I hear about all the time, and I'm going to send them to you. In fact, there's this guy. His name's David. He teaches tax professionals and taxpayers how to avoid paying taxes. I'm going to send you a link to his YouTube channel. I'm going to send you his contact information, because what I want you to do is I want you to learn these strategies so you can apply them for me. This is the conversation that needs to happen between you and your accountant, and this will make them the greatest superpower. Now, maybe they'll be receptive, maybe they won't, but at least now you'll know. If you have a big thinker, if you see somebody who sees an opportunity, right, that can help you. And if they don't, well, you'll know very quickly. And this will make it better than just saying, let's fire the guy or gal because I don't believe they can help you. Because in most cases, these are very knowledgeable, experienced, wise, ambitious people who are looking to help themselves and you. And sometimes they just need a reality check. You know, we all get stuck sometimes. We all get complacent is what they call it, or comfortable. And let's not get stuck there anymore. In order for any of this to really happen, you have to be aware that this costs money. And as a taxpayer, it's your responsibility to say, I'm willing to pay more so I can get more, because I want to win with you. See, it's a value exchange. And if you both agree upon this, then things can get better, and you don't have the wrong guy. You actually have the right guy that just needed to be uncovered so he could become your superhero. So if you like this message and you want to really make sure your tax professional is the right person, follow what I just shared with you, use that script, and more importantly, share this video with them and anybody you know so that they can get in the know about tax professionals today. So appreciate you watching. Click on the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you in the next video.